Good morning to all of you. Today we shall see the continuation of what we have done last time. We saw what class is, and we saw how to add data members and also add constructors and add a few methods to carry out some operations. Many of you have some difficulty regarding friend function. The explanation of friend function in my last session was incomplete, so that's why probably you have had some problems. So let's see how a friend function can be used to perform certain required action. So if you look at this class here, vehicle class, we have registration number, we have few attributes. Deliberately I've kept few of them in the protected mode so that if I inherit this class into another class, only these members will be accessible to the subclass. And then we have a constructor where I'm doing inline initialization, and I have added one method register vehicle and another method show registration number. Now if I want to add a friend function, so how do I do that? You simply have to write a function. Let's say I want to compute the road tax or on road. Instead of on road tax, let me change it to on road price. So you all know that when you buy a vehicle, normally we ask for what is the on-road price. So that includes the price of the vehicle plus road tax plus insurance plus accessories and all that. So this function compute on-road price will take an object of vehicle class which are defined here. It will take road tax, some fixed amount, and insurance rate, maybe 5%, 10%, whatever is the rate that you pass to this function. So one important thing when you use a friend function, you must pass the object of the class into which the friend function is declared. So this was what was missing like last time. So what do I do within the body of this function? I declare a local variable where on-road price is 0. And then you do this computation. On-road price is equal to the price of the vehicle, v dot price, and then the road tax which has come through the function, and price into the insurance rate will give you how much is the insurance amount that you have to pay at the time of registration. So once you get this on-road price, you're going to display that. Now to make this function part of your class, you have to add that function here with the keyword friend here, and the signature of the function remains exactly the same, void compute on road, and here you shall have vehicle v float road tax comma insurance rate. Of course you need to prefix these things with their data type, so this would be float again. If it is missing here, I have to add that. So once your friend function is ready, you can call it in the main. So we know in main we can create an instance of the class. So first I need to create an instance of a class v, or let's call it as v1. Using the default constructor, it will initialize all the data members. All right. Now if I want to call the friend function, then you would write compute or on road price. So what do I have to do? I simply have to pass the object, then whatever is the on road tax, let us say some 10,000. This is the on road tax, and let us say we are charging 1% insurance on the price of the vehicle. So when you pass these values, this friend function will be called, which we have declared inside the class and defined it outside the class like this. And the computations will be done. Since it is a void, it doesn't return anything. It simply prints the on-road price of the vehicle. So is this concept clear now?
Sir, is the return type always void for friend function?
No. It can be float also. It can be any data type. For example, I don't want to print it here. I can make it float here. And after computation and after printing here, you can return whatever computations you have done. For example, here I have to say return at the end. You must say return on road price like that. Okay, here also you must declare accordingly. Float,
Float.
yeah. So friend, it should be float here. And in the main, you have to have one variable to receive the value, or you can see out it here, or you can store it here. Float on road tax, on road price, something like this. Because compute on road tax is now going to return something, so somebody there should, some variable should be there to hold that value. Okay,
Okay.
so this
Sir,
work.
and
Hmm.
sir, and in the front function, the price is being inherited from the class only, right?
Where,
In
yeah,
front
see,
function.
the price is coming from this object v, no. you
Okay,
are
that is
pa-
the vehicle
you are
class.
passing object v which you have created here, v1 you are passing here.
Hmm.
So v1 will go into this variable v here. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that object v will come. V dot price is what gets initialized in the default constructor. So as you can see in the, there is a default constructor. Here you are given the price of 5 lakh. So that 5 lakh is going to be taken, 5 lakh plus 10,000 plus 1% of that 5 lakh, that is 5,000. So total 15,000 will be added to the price.
And
Okay.
above protected, sir, can you just scroll little up?
Yeah.
So the variables listed in a protected is going to be used by different classes.
No, no,
That's what you said.
that is for a different purpose. I have just added that. I'll be explaining it subsequently. Protected is
Okay.
required if I want to pass on these values to the subclass. I can declare one more class which can be derived from vehicle. For example, I can derive a class car from vehicle, because car is a vehicle, isn't it?
Hmm.
Or bike is a vehicle. So I can, instead of again adding all these properties into car and again bike and again trucks, I can define what is common to all these and put it in a general class like vehicle.
Okay,
Okay.
but if it is a public, right? I
Ah,
was hitting an issue where all my data types are private, and
okay.
if I'm trying to use that variable in a friend function, it was throwing an error that this has been a private data type.
You cannot use those private members here. So you have written the friend function here. I
Hmm.
cannot write, registration number, which I have written there. I cannot access
Sir,
registration number here.
So is
Though,
it like for all the variables what we have to use in friend function, it has to be in a protected mode
no,
or
no,
in
no,
a
no.
public mode?
No, no, no. Don't get confused with protected now. Protected is used only when you are accessing those members in the subclass. I have not explained to you what is a subclass or child class. That I'll come to. The inheritance has to be covered.
Okay,
Okay.
sir,
For,
but if you have declared the price in the uh, private, right, then you will not be able to use that variable in a friend function, right?
no,
Float
that is
price,
that
if you
that
put
is
it
what
in,
I'm telling you. If it is private, suppose if I remove this protected now,
uh,
okay, let everything be private, right? You cannot use this price inside the friend function, but I am using it through the object which you are passing here. This is allowed.
uh, so if I use vehicle V as an object here, then I will be able to use
Yeah,
that
yeah.
price,
Then you will be able
though
to
it is
use it.
private.
Yeah.
Though it is
You
private.
cannot directly use price here. Like I
Okay.
have done v dot price. No, you cannot say just price here.
Okay. Maybe I was not using that vehicle V object, so
Yeah,
not
that,
added. That
see,
was the
my
problem.
explanation was incomplete last time. I did not tell you that you have to pass the object.
Okay.
So that is why all of your little you are finding difficult. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
sir, can you go up? I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, this vehicle, the constructor here, right?
Hmm.
It is declared under public, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So even the price is a part of this. So in that case, we should be able to access price, right? Because we're defining constructor like under public.
No, no, no. In the constructor,
Hmm.
the constructor will be public, not the price that you are initializing here.
Okay.
Okay, so only the constructor, the function constructor vehicle opening closing bracket, no, that is
Oh,
only
only
public.
that is public,
That
not
is
the.
public, not the variables that are listed here. Registration number, color, and all they remain private.
Okay. So suppose I don't create the function we create, right? It's not a friend function. It's a
Okay.
normal function. In
Okay.
that case, we
Hmm.
won't be able to access even with the object, right? Whatever the private variables.
Yeah, if you declare a normal function,
Normal
you
function
you
and
cannot
vehicle
access
v,
the data member of the object.
even though we pass vehicle v in the
Yeah,
params.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Now there is one catch here that you are passing object of vehicle class v1 into v. So what is happening is, if you see the memory here, sorry, in main you create object v1 where you have your registration number, and then you have color, then fuel type, and then price, and you initialize them to whatever values, k something, and color is white, fuel is petrol, and then price is some 50,000. Okay. Now when you pass object v1 into this variable v, a copy of this will be made into another object here in memory, because this is not passed by reference, it is passed by value. You remember pass by value and pass by reference? In C programming,
Yes.
we discuss pass by
Yes.
value and pass by reference. Object v1 is created in main.
Yes.
It is allocated space like this. Okay.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
you are passing this object v1 into the friend function through
Hmm.
this vehicle v.
Hmm.
Now
Hmm.
this variable v is a new object,
Okay. Hmm.
and everything what is here will be copied here.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Registration number, K and white and all that. Now this appears to be wastage of memory, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Instead, I should have used a pointer or a
Hmm. Hmm.
reference variable like that.
Hmm.
So we
Mm.
should be pointing to the same object,
Yeah.
because just to access the price of the vehicle, okay, you should not waste so much memory. Okay, your
Yeah. Okay.
program works, but unnecessarily it is eating up double the memory. So can I elevate this? Can I use v as a reference variable? That
Mm.
is possible in C++. Now there is a concept of a reference variable which is similar to pointer, but the syntax will be far more simpler. All that you have to do is you have to prefix after the class name, you just put a ampersand here, so that
Hmm.
v becomes a reference variable.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, here you must put a ampersand here, so that v will not be a new object, but it will be a reference variable like pointer. So your v will be allocated some memory. It will receive the address of v1. Let us say address of v1 is 4000. It is exactly like pointer, but you don't have to dereference and do all that. It is a lot easier. Okay. So this v now will point to v1. Okay. So thus you can save memory by using the ampersand symbol. Nowhere else you have to make any changes. You just have to pass v as it is. So v, when you pass here, you don't have to say ampersand v1. Just have to say v. It will be, copied into v as a address. Okay.
And one more thing, sir, one more thing.
Yeah.
Actually, previously you had give the particular vehicle V, meaning we were passed by value,
Hmm.
okay? And we were making the change. Suppose let us think like in vehicle V, whatever we have passed by value,
Okay.
if we make the changes, that changes will not sustain in the our main particular vehicle object, right?
Now,
That
now,
will be
now it will sustain, because
now it
we,
will sustain, but
we,
before
yeah,
passed by value,
before it was not sustaining because the changes will be made here.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Because that was passed by value. Now,
Mm-hmm.
because it is now passed by reference within the
Mm-hmm.
friend function, for example, here down,
Mm,
if you see, if I say v dot price equal to some new value, 60,000,
mm,
then
mm.
that original value 50,000 will be overwritten with this 60,000 now.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm,
But usually friend function should not modify the private data members of the class. Now to
okay.
again prevent the friend class from modifying, you have
Mm.
to prefix the class name with a keyword const here.
Oh,
Okay, before vehicle you have to put const. Similarly here.
okay.
So
Ah,
with this, what happens is if you try to do something like this, it will not allow.
Okay.
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 So
Mm.
friend has to be friend only. He should not
Mm.
be allowed to get into my private space and modify my values, isn't it?
Okay, so he does. Okay, friend function can only compute or use the values that are
Read.
assigned.
Yeah.
It
So
Read.
cannot only read and access.
yeah, it should be
Not
read
modify.
only.
Okay.
Of course, if you are taking all the responsibility, if you remove the const, it can modify the data members, even
Okay.
though they are private.
Okay.
Okay, but normally in the industry setup, the friend function class name should be prefixed with const so that they don't even accidentally modify the private members. All right.
Mm.
Yeah. So now let's quickly see the implementation here, and you also try this because uh, many of you have had some problems implementing. You can declare the variables registration number, then fuel type, then price. So I've kept everything private now. In the public space, I will be adding the constructor. So this is the default constructor, and here I'm going to use inline registration initialization A22.
It started. Welcome, sir.
Okay. So this is your first data member that is initialized. Then fuel type can be CNG. Then we have price, let us say 5 lakh. And the last color may be red. So this is the initialization step. Now, if I want to add any members like normal members, these are part of the class. So let's say display something which would only display some data about the car or vehicle, a registration number and maybe color of the car. So these are the only two things I'm doing here just for illustration. Now let's add the friend function which will compute the, I am not going to return anything, compute on road price like that. And here to prevent the friend function from modifying the private members, I would use the keyword const, then use the class name vehicle, then a reference variable v. Okay, and then here I am going to pass the road tax and insurance rate. So these are the three arguments to the friend function. As you can see, immediately it shows some dots here that friend function not defined. So you have to define that friend function outside the class. So the class has to be terminated with a semicolon, and then here you would write compute on road. Sorry, there is a spelling mistake here. On road price. So the declaration in the function definition should be exactly the same. However, you are free to use different variable names here, but I am using the same just to keep it simple. Then insurance rate. So within the body of this, you do the computations like float on road tax, something like this. And then here v dot price. You are free to read the value because v is referring to the same object. You are free to read the value, and you can add the road tax as it is, and again v dot price into insurance rate. Okay, and then you can print it here. on road price of car with a registration number. So as you can see, I can access the registration number in the print function. Again, I have to use v dot registration number like this, and then is equal to on road tax, on road price it should be on road price.
On road price.
Yeah. Now here in the main, I create an object of vehicle class v1. So in the memory, object v1 is created with the initial values which are set here. I think so there is one extra bracket. Okay, so the constructor will do the job. All that I have to do, if I have to call the friend function, I have to say compute on road price here, and now pass v1 object. Then the on road the road tax has to be passed. Let us say some 10,000 rupees, and then the rate of insurance 0.01. Okay, so now if I run the program, everything should go fine. In the constructor here, I should put opening closing bracket, which I told you. Everything else seems to be okay now.
So line number 20 after this reference, right? It should be space should be there.
Where?
Const.
No. Space is there or not there is fine. It will take that. If you wish, you can take for clarity. So as you can see, it has computed on road price of the car with registration number. I am taking the private data member and displaying it here, and the final amount to be paid for the vehicle 51,000, 5,15,000. Okay, so is this concept clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes,
would you
sir.
like to try this out?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We'll try.
Yes.
Yeah, so just give a try.
Sir, in last class, you showed us friend function without using a class object, right? So
Yeah.
even that is possible, or we
Yeah,
are not
that is
able.
possible, but the values which I showed as the arguments, they should not be the private data members. They are the values which are passing from the main.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. So in the main, you create an object v1. The constructor will automatically be called, and all the member variables are initialized. And instead of hard coding the numbers, you can take variables road tax equal to 10,000 and define insurance rate as constant. So any constant you declare, put all that in capital letters so that you quickly know that what is constant and what is a variable. And when you execute compute on row price, the friend function will be called and the output should come like this.
Sir, I do have one query.
Okay.
Suppose let us think like we do have one particular function called as set details.
Set?
Okay. Set details.
Okay.
Meaning I just want to modify some particular thing with
Okay.
set details.
Okay.
Anyhow, we have default constructor. We have declared something
Okay.
and we have got it.
Okay.
But now I want to have something like set details.
Okay.
Okay. In set details, okay, I suppose let us think like I have created setter and getter methods.
Okay.
So now in the particular function, meaning I am creating the separate set details. In that set details, I will be passing default values along with the variable values. Meaning, suppose let us think like we have function called set details. In that set details, I am sending the string register number, and by default I will be sending some particular register number.
Okay.
Rather than whatever I do have, I am just setting it something. Okay. And fuel will be by default petrol. Price is the variable.
Okay.
And color is white by default.
Okay.
In that case, so where I should place the price variable before even starting the other default variables, or where at last?
Yeah, default variables should all be at the end.
Okay, default variable should all
Yeah,
be at
yeah,
the end.
yeah.
So
And before
in
that,
that
any
case,
variable values that we have, we can place.
okay, in that case, in my case, price is the not the default one. The other
Okay.
things are default.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
in
price
price,
should come
so that
first.
now I want to set the details, and in the set details, I can call the other setters method, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can call the setter
Okay.
method, but this method function which you are saying,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
will it be part of the class or how is it?
Yes, yes, it will
Yeah,
be part of the
yeah,
class.
yeah. You can call the
Okay.
getter setters for setting the individual values.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay. And in setters, if I pass the const, then meaning let us think like I do have fuel type as const. Okay. Now I cannot edit the const variable, right? Meaning it
yeah, yeah.
cannot be
So
able to.
setters will not be const. Okay,
Yes.
getters will be
Okay.
const.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
yesterday I told you in the previous class that getters should be declared as const so
Const.
that they are not modifying the data members. Only the setters
Okay.
can do it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
hope that is clear. Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. And in this, in here, if you want to pass the string variable, then string variable is a address, meaning string cannot be. Can we send the string directly from the main function, like in set fuel type? Let us think like there is a setter method called set fuel type.
okay,
Okay, in that string is the fuel is the particular variable I am passing.
hmm.
Okay, so now fuel type is equal to fuel. I will say that fuel type is equal to fuel,
Yeah,
setters method,
yeah,
right?
hmm.
So I am passing the fuel as white, meaning let us think like diesel.
Okay,
Okay, the setters method in the fuel type I am sending the diesel as the particular setter method.
yeah, yeah.
Now that diesel is a string,
Hmm.
so I just need to send it as a value,
Yeah,
meaning
yeah,
pass by
yeah.
value, not
As a string constant you can pass.
okay.
I mean,
That then it should be const, right?
yeah, yeah. See, you're trying to do something like this. You want to write a setter here.
Hmm.
So let's say void set
Set
fuel type.
fuel type. Yes.
Okay, and in this you are going to pass uh, const string
String
ft.
FT.
Okay,
Okay.
so you can use const or you need not do use because this ft you are not going to change, but you are going to only change the fuel type equal to
Okay.
ft like this.
Oh,
Uh, yeah,
that is the
hmm.
const behavior. Meaning you cannot change the value what you have passed, but
Yeah.
you
So
can change the value of the
yeah,
particular
data member.
variable.
If you don't want ft to be changed here,
Right. Right.
sometimes what happens ft if you change here, you might have
Uh-huh.
sent something and it'll set to dd no. So to
DD.
prevent
Right. Right.
modifications of this argument, you can make it
Uh,
const here. And
okay.
now if I call that set fuel, it
Uh,
should do the job. So v1 dot set fuel type. Now if I say
uh,
diesel,
uh,
it should do the change. Okay, so I think so we have a display function here. You can print that and see. Here I can give fuel type and call it from the main and check whether the fuel type, initially fuel type I am saying CNG. Okay,
right.
now after the change, if I print it, maybe after all this
Display.
v1 dot display,
Yes.
it should print few things about the vehicle and also the fuel type as diesel. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, color is red. The fuel type is changed to diesel.
Diesel. Okay.
Okay, so setters you have to write for each data member, also getters. All right, so that will help you change the private data members. Hmm? So if you have made ft constant, even if you try to change this ft to something xyz, it should not allow me to do that. As you
Okay.
can see, immediately red color thing appears and say uh, it doesn't
No.
allow actually. Yeah, so you are saying you are trying to modify the constant.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not allowed.
Okay. If I pass the string and the ampersand, meaning after string I'll just say string ampersand ft, then also it is kind
This
of
is just a
useful,
reference variable now.
right?
It will
Okay,
not generate a separate copy.
okay, got it,
Okay.
understood.
So even ampersand is also fine. So it should work exactly the same way. Just that you are avoiding, I mean, you are not saving much memory
Mm,
because here you are passing a string and you are passing
right,
a reference.
right.
Yeah. If it is
Okay.
a object of a class, then it is occupying a lot of memory space. So that is at that time passing ampersand, using
Mm,
ampersand is more advisable. Hmm?
okay.
Okay. So all of you are done?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm done.
So, sir, base this setters and getters, right? So, I have a basic question.
Yeah.
So, it's they're basically just a functions
Yeah.
that are used to access
Private data
and
members.
modify the class, right?
Yeah.
No, there's no difference between that or functions.
Yeah. They are
Is
regular
there
functions. Only their purpose
a
is
regular?
only to either access the private members outside the class or set
Outside.
them to some value from outside the class.
Okay.
Hmm. So, because anything you write as part of the
Mm,
class,
mm,
then you know that if
mm,
anything goes wrong with the private data member, then you can
mm,
catch hold of these getters and setters. Now, the continuation of this would be how can I extend this class? Now, vehicle is a more generic kind of a class, as you know. I don't know whether it is a car or a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler or a truck. Okay, so I need to specifically say what type of vehicle is it. So instead of writing all this code which I've written so far, can I reuse this code in another class? So that should be possible. Okay, so let's say I want to define a car as a vehicle now. So car, as you all know, is a vehicle, but it is a special vehicle which has four wheels and it is for commuting, humans. So uh, it will have its own attributes. Like price, you have already included. I can remove this, but here the car details I can add. Like what is a make, what is a model, okay, and then some other attributes like accessories if you want. So I'm just going to add only two members here. Price is already included, so I can remove the price part of it. So this is car is now called as a subclass, and subclass is your car, and vehicle is called as base class. Okay, or it is also called as parent class. And for this subclass, you can use child class. That's a parent-child relationship. So in a real world scenario, whenever you inherit from your parents, you inherit everything from them. So here in this oops also, we can inherit uh, uh, in a controlled way whatever is that is needed in the subclasses. So if I say car class car public vehicle, you have to use a colon to indicate that you are inheriting from the vehicle, and you must use the keyword public so that whatever is public in vehicle is accessible here. Okay, so all the methods will become accessible even in the car class. Along with whatever that is inherited from the base class, you can add your own attributes which are applicable to car. So I'm adding make and model as two data members here, which are again private to car. Now, if in the base class, if you have not added any access specifiers, none of these data members will be accessible to the subclass. Now to make them accessible, suppose if I want all of them to be accessible in the subclass, I have to add the keyword protected here. So that registration number, color, fuel type and price will be accessible in the subclass. And these two will be anyway there. Now I can add a constructor for the car where I can make initialize the make to some company name and model to whatever model the company has launched, like Kia and Sonet. Now this constructor default is going to initialize only the data members of the subclass. Suppose if I want to initialize the data members of the parent class also from the subclass, then you have to accept all the values for the parent data members also. For example, string R is going to receive the registration number. String C is going to receive the color of the car. String F is going to receive the fuel type. You can use instead of F can be
Petrol.
fuel type, and this is for the price. And the last two will be used in the car class
Make
as
and
make
model.
and the model. Now, how do I pass the first four arguments to the parent class? After the colon, I have to use the parent class name, and in bracket I have to pass RCF. In fact, three
Yeah.
arguments. One, two, three, four.
Hmm.
One more has to be passed. Yeah. So four arguments I pass to the parent, and the remaining two I'll make use of locally here. In fact, the price I have to remove from here because car has only two data members. So of the six arguments, four will go to the parent and two will get assigned here. Okay. And then you have your usual start car method and friend functions and so on. Okay. So
So the order matters here, like in this constructor string.
no, you
The
can
second
put
class.
them in any order, but while passing to the parent, the order matters.
Okay.
Okay. Here it has to be in the same order as the order of arguments in your constructor here.
Okay.
Otherwise, there would be a mismatch. No.
In the
Just
above,
scroll up a little.
Yeah.
Faisal,
Yeah.
I got
sir is saying like registration number
Register number is
R
first, color is next, fuel type
is
is third,
RCF.
and fourth is price. In the same order, you must pass it to the vehicle class here. Here, the
Okay.
order can be different,
Mm-hmm.
and this order has to be maintained when you create the object car in your main method or main function. Okay, this part is clear.
Hmm.
Okay, so to make data members accessible to the subclass, then you have to use the access modifier called as protected. All right, and these two I have not used anything here. By default they are private now. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And from this car, if you inherit to another class, then they have to be again protected. Let us say there is a hatchback car which is a subclass of car. Then if you want to pass on this make and model to that class, then again these have to be protected. Okay.
okay. Can we have some things, some variable as protected and some variable
Yeah,
as
yeah.
private?
See, if I want a make to be private and model to be protected, you just have to place the protected keyword after the first one.
Okay.
So what happens? This is make will be private now, and
Hmm.
model will be protected. And again, everything else, constructor and your other methods will be public.
Hmm.
So it all depends where you place this access modifier.
Okay.
But sir, in like for private and protected case, like we cannot access the members, right, in the main for both the
Yeah, yeah. In the main, you cannot access.
access.
Okay, even if you have made it protected,
Okay.
this model cannot be accessed in main. Again, you have to go with the getters.
Hmm.
Hmm?
That is why they supposed to have the getters method, setters method, and also uh, even setters method you have to make if you want to access some particular object variable, private object variable, then you have to have the function over there, and from the object itself you have to access it. Correct, sir?
Yeah, very true. Okay, so let's see the implementation of this in our program. That let's create a car class. So class car colon public vehicle. Okay. Now here I will add two data members, make and model, and I can add the constructors in the public part of it. I will only add the parameterized constructor here. So first thing is your registration number. Second is your what are the data members in the base class? Fuel type, price, color. Fuel type, fuel type, price, and color. Okay. And these two data members which are there, they are again string, make, and model. Okay. Of these six, right, I am going to pass four of them to the base class. That is registration number, fuel type, price, color. Let me check the order of these things. Price, color, yeah. Price is coming first. And after this, we have to open up flower bracket and then make equal to mk and model equal to md. Okay. Now here I can have void display. Now if you have made the data members protected, only then these are accessible. Suppose if I try to access them here in the display function, like cout registration number, will not show up. As you can see, you get the red color here. It is not accessible. You can try with color also. That will also be not accessible. Right? If they want to be accessed within the subclass, then I have to go and change these to protected. So let me make all these protected so that the registration number, fuel type, color. Now as you can see that red color line is gone. Then you can show the fuel type and then price. You can leave little space in between. Okay. So in this subclass, everything from the parent is inherited. And along with this, if you want to display its own class members, you can display that also. The make and model. All right. So we have a new class defined car, which is inheriting all the properties and methods of the base class into subclass.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have one particular. If you have display in the car class, okay. If you have the same display in the vehicle class,
Okay.
so can I reuse the same vehicle display and then I can call this?
Yeah. See, there
parent
is a concept of virtual function. If you declare this function as virtual in the base class, you can redefine it here.
Okay.
Okay. So
How to redefine it?
that is called as function overriding.
Overriding. Okay.
Okay. So we have seen function overloading. Overloading is different. The arguments and number have to be different, but exactly same function if you want to implement in subclass, then you have to override it.
Okay.
Okay. So you will use a keyword override like this. And in the base class, that should be declared as virtual.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so that part I'll take it up later. Okay, so let's
Okay.
not get confused. And
Okay.
this
Okay.
class is
Sir,
end here. Yeah.
sir, I have a doubt. Like
Yeah.
basic the after in the car class, right?
Okay.
So car. I didn't understand what we're doing here. A car basis stringer. So this is the constructor for the
Car class.
car is
Yeah, this is a
car class,
constructor
right?
for a car class.
Car class and colon vehicle is when the class is inheriting, right?
Yeah, it is
That
already inherited. No, we have saying
a
colon
public
public
vehicle
vehicle.
we have
Yeah,
given, correct?
inherited.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why are we declaring these two separately? And you usually constructors we always end with the two flower brackets, right? So here we are not doing that. Uh,
Yeah. This is okay.
so I got confused.
Yeah, yeah. I'll come to that. Yeah. So what you can do is, if you are doing inline initialization like the way we did it, we can do it here. Make bracket mk. Okay,
Okay.
and then
Huh.
model bracket md, and then opening closing flower bracket. You can do this also.
Okay.
Okay, so either you can initialize the data members in line like
Like
this
this.
or within the body of this. There
Okay.
is
Okay.
some.
Make is equal to mk or make flower. Sorry. Parenthesis mk. Oh, here
Make bracket round bracket
bracket.
mk and model bracket this. Now there is one error it is showing up. Vehicle, what are the things? Vehicle registration number, fuel type, price and color. It is showing up some error here. Oh,
Color.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have not written the parameterized constructor here. We must write now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, like how is it,
Yeah.
it so it's not able to access, right? Because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah. That
need to right,
we have to
string is
declare another constructor here. String
okay.
R
And
number.
it should be of same name, sir, or
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
can
It
be
should
any.
be same name. Vehicle only.
No, no, in the string RN, the
R.
constructor.
Yeah. This can be different. It is
Okay,
just receiving variable name. Okay, it can be
okay,
R,
okay,
Rn,
okay,
whatever.
okay.
But data type has to be same. Okay, now
Mm.
fuel type has to be string again. I use ft and price p, and the last one is color, that is string, or you can say CLR. And within the body of this, if I want to initialize, this is going to be registration number equal to Rn, then fuel type equal to ft, and then price equal to p, and color equal to CLR. Okay, I'm not using inline initialization here. I'm using in constructor initialization. So this is another way of initializing the data members.
Sir, yeah, then we cannot use the default constructor in another that car class, right? That will not take it. Means
Yeah, you can
has
use default constructor in the car also.
okay,
Okay, so there you can call this default constructor if you want.
okay,
For example, here in the car, I can have a default constructor car here.
Just car
Yeah,
R
and here you can
colon
initialize, make to some fixed
vehicle.
value like Maruti and model as Brezza, whatever. And within this, you can call the default constructor,
okay, yeah,
isn't it?
okay.
Okay. What is this? Okay, so there should be a comma here. Is it comma? Yeah.
Semicolon. No. Fine, sir. Fine.
Okay. So now we have car class. So can I create an object of car here and test the working? So car C1 equal to new car. So here I have to pass all the 6 arguments. So first one is the registration number K24P some number. Then second one is fuel type, if I'm not wrong. Fuel type, right? Second one.
Yes, fuel type.
Okay.
Double quote, sir. K24.
Yeah,
Double
double
double.
quotes I have to complete this. This should be diesel or petrol, whatever. And then this is for price or color? Price.
Price.
Let us say 8,50,000. The real number. And color is, let us say, orange. And you have to indicate what is the model. Let us say
Maruti.
Hyundai. And here we can have Creta. And whenever you use new, it should be a reference variable as a pointer, isn't it? Car star C1 it should be. Now you can invoke methods on the car object. If you say display, it should come up with all the results. Okay. So K24, P883, orange, petrol, 85,000, Hyundai Creta.
Can you just scroll a little bit up?
Yeah.
Display it.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is.
Okay. We are accessing the registration number and everything over here. Okay. If I have the display in the main vehicle function. Okay. Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Sir, can you go up, sir?
Okay. You are in the this thing constructor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here you have to add parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. See, a class can have any number of constructors. Okay.
Okay.
This is a default constructor. Only thing they should differ in their number of arguments and all that. If you wanted, you can add a default value here. For example, color, if you don't mention anything, it will be white. So the left hand side should always be the data members of the class. Right hand side can be any variable name which is coming from the subclass or from the same class. Now this parameterized constructor you can call for object of vehicle also. Okay, so directly you have to say vehicle star v1 is equal to new vehicle and all the 4 parameters.
So scroll
down. Okay. So this is the subclass. Subclass car inheriting data members and member functions from parent class. See, all these concepts will become pretty clear as you work on more and more examples. So do not worry if you have not picked up few points here. So few of the assignments which I float, there if you work on different example, there you should be able to relate to what we have discussed today. So here I am creating an object of car class using new operator. Whenever you use new operator, the left hand side should be a pointer, and whenever it is a pointer, you should use arrow operator to access the members. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
C1
Because,
arrow set fuel type is public, no?
yeah.
That we can access.
Okay.
Okay, it's a good question. I have not thought on that.
Okay.
Can I call friend function here? So what is the compute on road tax? Yeah, this is
It will
accessible, but it will work only on the
vehicle.
vehicle class, because there you have declared it as vehicle. No, you cannot pass
Right.
car
Right.
here.
Right.
Okay, so you had to redefine it. You redefine or add one more friend function here, which is different in its name, and use that to calculate on
Okay.
road tax.
Okay.
So all of you are getting this output?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not getting, sir.
Just check once again. Yeah. Now the problem is we have display function in both of them. So it is not showing up this display. If I rename this as display 1, and possibly it is public, no? So that should show up here. So on V1, I call display 1, and C1 arrow display 1 comes up, but it will only display what is relevant to vehicle. So this display is coming from car, and this display 1 is coming from
Vehicle.
Okay, so you will see the second one here. It is showing K23883 orange petrol. It is displaying the same things, because I am
Right.
displaying parent data values which are passed from here.
Value, but cost it is not showing.
Huh?
Meaning the particular price.
Yeah, price
It
is
is
price we have not included here. Though price is here, see in the display 1, there is no price. I'm not printing the
okay.
price.
Okay.
If you want, you can print that.
Sir, I'll share my screen, sir. I'm getting error.
Okay, so 1 minute. I'll just okay. You share the screen. Let's see. Where is the error?
Sir, on the right side, sir.
What did you say? Car? No, you have put colon. It's single colon. It is class single
It should be
colon.
single colon.
Oh, sorry.
Double colon is
Yeah, double colon is scope resolution
scope
operator.
resolution.
Now just check
Running.
till there are some errors.
That
I think so. You should have
Using
used the namespace standard. That should
using namespace standard.
working now.
Working.
So to summarize what we discussed today, we started off with a simple class, and there we discussed at length what is a friend function and what rules apply to the friend function. Right? It can accept it if you want to access any members of the class in which friend function is declared, then you must pass the object of the same class. Of course, you must prefix the class name with const, and also send a reference variable using ampersand. So that would avoid the loss of memory. Similarly, we looked at how to inherit the properties and behaviors of the one class into another. So it's possible to declare a class which will acquire properties and behaviors of another class. So that is through inheritance. So essentially we saw what is inheritance, and when we inherit, how do you initialize the data members of the same class and also the base class. So that part we saw, and we wrote a method to display all the details of the subclass. All right. So more on these and how make use of the same function name even in the subclass, we shall see in the next class using the keyword virtual. All right. So what are virtual functions, and what are pure virtual functions, and how the inheritance works in that scenario, we shall see next time. Okay. So shall we close for today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But
Hmm.
All right.
I have something others things to discuss.
Okay.